Welcome to Cannabis School. I'm your host, Jesse Angeles.
And I'm Brandon Elder.
And we're here to talk to you about everything pertaining to cannabis, from vape,
Flower,
edibles,
strains,
and everything in between.
So my daughter just turned 13.
13?
Yeah, like a couple months ago. I have a teenager. It is nuts. But for her birthday, her mom sent her like 1 million bags of these Skittles. Just tons of them.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't even like regular Skittles that much. What am I going to do with this many? So we actually took them over to my dad's house, and they have a freeze dryer. So they freeze dry these Skittles.
And they like pop.
Yeah.
Like popcorn.
And then she left me a big bag of them, and I swear I ate the whole thing. Like, they are like crack.
Well,
but we're not talking about crack.
No. I mean, that's funny you bring it up, because today we're talking about Skittles.
Yeah, we are. Or Skittles.
Skittles?
Or...
But it's...
Island Skittles.
Island Skittles. It is... when you started talking about eating that whole bag, that's how I feel about Skittles as a strain. It is definitely what I consider a candy strain, where it's something that if it's in a vapor, it's in a cart,
it's gonna just go real fast.
Yeah, it's like
eat the whole bag.
It's got about a week, tops.
That's a long time for a gram cart.
I know people that can make a gram cart last a whole month. I can get about 15 days.
I mean, Emily's have lasted several months,
yeah,
so I know it's doable.
Some of my wife's have lasted so long that the shitty carts that we had were leaking.
Oh my gosh. There was a point that Emily she had so many carts because they were just old ones, and I'm like, throw that away. Let's get you a new cart. Like, it'd just been there for so long.
No, you should have said, like, give me that.
Yeah, I know, but it was all older stuff, and I was like, those aren't as good.
No, so Skittles, man, take us through it. You know, what is this an indica? Is it sativa? Is it a hybrid?
It's an indica.
It's just funny, because it's just like a good feeling indica.
Oh, such a good feeling.
Not in the couch. Just
yeah,
a good feeling.
It's bred from grape ape and grapefruit, and then some other unknown threesome came into it.
Weird.
I don't know.
But it's super good.
It is really good. The top terpene is caryophyllene.
So. And what is caryophyllene?
Hang on.
Well, thinking about Skittles, one of the attributes in it's actually a really good aphrodisiac. And from personal experience, and from what other people have said, this is a arousal strain. This is a let's try and get the kids to bed as quickly as possible, or let's have the 6-year-old sleep on the floor because he can't be away from his mother. That's not personal. It's not personal. But anyways,
that's why it's beta-carotene. It's the same thing that's in pepper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you get a little bit of spice
and cinnamon.
But that's the crazy thing, is that when you have a hit off Skittles, it tastes like a handful of Skittles. It's very sweet. The aroma is really nice as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of berries and
but very candy, almost candy.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, it has really like a sweet flavor.
Yeah, it's but like I was saying, as an arousal strain, I think that may be an issue you're having currently, right? Maybe it's like, you know.
No, I'm hard all the time.
Well, great. Now I feel uncomfortable. We're sitting right across from each other, and I thought I felt something on my leg. Anyway, so, but, you know, thinking about, like, hey, maybe the missus is not in a good mood, or she wants to, but she's not happy right now. I don't know, something's messing with her. Get some Skittles, right? Your husband's not into it. Get some Skittles.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if your dog's not into it, that's just messed up. We're not going to talk about that.
A different thing to use your hand.
Get some peanut butter. Anyways. But thinking about like, and the reason why I'm pushing on this is that, we talk about strains that are very specific for pain relief, anxiety, depression, anything else, PTSD, right? A lot of different things that can come into play, but this one can't be used as an aphrodisiac in a sense that maybe you're dealing with the stressors of the day, right? Believe that having a very healthy sexual relationship is good within any relationship,
Yeah.
as long as it's legal, right?
Yeah.
So kidnappings, that's definitely off the books. But it's hard to sometimes let go of the stress of the day. Now, there are great strains to put your ass into the couch and then macrame you into it. Like, the only movement you want to do is maybe your hands for a controller or just enough to hold your phone close enough to your face to watch the video.
But I don't feel like this is one of those strains, though.
No, no, absolutely not. I mean, we've gone through the lineage.
It's funny, though, that your most, like, the biggest thing for you is the arousal, because that's not even the most commonly used things for Skittles.
That's crazy. And you know where I heard this from?
Your mom.
No.
Gonna take that out.
No, you can leave it. But the thing is, who I heard this from was Mike,
Oh.
the prick that stole your money.
Yeah.
But he had said that Skittles really brought him up because when you came, when you had brought that cart that he gave you, it was Skittles, and I remember then, and then
Jeez.
nonstop assholes, nonstop. But the thing that he said was, yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it gets you into it, and then after you crash hard, and that's exactly what I kind of got from it, and that's what my spouse got from it. It was awesome. It helped her relax and everything like that, so we could enjoy that time together. And it's so funny that it's not said because I think that might be something that is not being brought up enough or even thought about.
Yeah. Well, in some strains, you don't necessarily realize. This one, it's used for like stress, anxiety, depression, ADHD, chronic pain, and loss of appetite. So it does help with a myriad of things, but I think that maybe arousal just in the reviews just isn't the main focus of these people. But that's really interesting, really odd, because I feel like arousal with certain strains, especially when they are ones that are so like very prominent with arousal, is more talked about.
Yeah, totally.
But I feel like Skittles really isn't that much.
I don't think it's talked about within male communities just because it's like, I mean, I'm not going to talk to everybody going, hey, man, you want to know about my sex life? And,
Come
anything
on,
like that.
it's not like dudes aren't horny and shit.
Yeah, of course they are. But I'm thinking that, for women, it's almost like a way more talked about, not in the sense of like, hey, now you can finally, tell him to chill the fuck out because, you're going to be able to have some of the fun time, right? But it's not so much about that. It's about being able to enjoy that experience, right? There are relationships where that is something that it's a block in the relationship, right? It's something that's missing. And a lot of times it's just being able to feel like you can, and which for most men it's not, but some it is. But for women, I think it's pretty strong, depending on their age range. Women mid-30s, higher, maybe it's a little bit harder for them to be able to get into the special mood. The guy, well, the wind direction changed from east to west, and now...
And he jizzed in his pants.
Yeah, there you go. He's just like, oh, well, I guess that's over. But
open the door and a breeze blew in.
Right. I mean, we talk about that where, yeah, it's good for anxiety, but for me, it was just a very relaxed, heady, not too heady, but not in the back as much. I don't know. It kind of evenly distributed throughout the back.
It was pretty fast. Yeah, like a really onset
experience.
Fast onset. But for being an indica, like, it was a very heady one for being an indica, I felt. Mm-hmm. really surprised me. Same with that alien technology that we'll talk about in another one. But
Yeah.
yeah, same kind of
Yeah, very heady.
very cerebral for it.
Which is cool for an indica, but the pain relief side, the anxiety side, and that's another thing too. I mean, the anxiety, it's low and slow on that, guys. I mean, you take your time getting into Skittles, but Skittles is a fun strain. Now, why I said it's a candy strain, I had it in a vape cartridge twice. I've never had it in flower, and it goes pretty quickly.
Oh, it's so good in flower. I've had it from Massachusetts and Oregon and maybe Colorado.
Massachusetts, that's cool.
Yeah, Casey was out on a trip, and yeah, it's good stuff. So
yeah, no, it's amazing. Definitely for an indica, it's even a very good social strain.
yeah, it's used like you feel chatty, happy, social, very calm, relaxed. So, I mean, definitely helps with getting randy and maybe using out with friends as long as you can keep it in your pants. But
Wouldn't that be a problem that somebody has in your group and just like, oh man, every time that John comes around,
oh my gosh,
pull it out.
So when I used to do church, there was a guy who came a few times to church and he got really high, and he was like, man, whenever I get really high, I just want to take my clothes off. I'm like, yeah, maybe don't though, because this isn't that kind of party.
To piggyback off that feeling over there and share a review over there. And what they felt was aroused, creative, euphoric, and focused. For an indica to feel focused?
Yeah, it's odd.
Crazy, right? So, lifted to the gods. Never pass up on this strain. Physically, well-being, mental clarity, spiritual purity. After some time passed, my hands started shaking and my heart rate increased. Surprisingly, I did not get paranoid or anxious. I was very calm. I grabbed a bottle of alkaline water and rehydrated after that. I elevated to a divine state. This is easily my favorite strain along King Louis OG and Sour Diesel.
I love King Louis OG.
I have never had that. That sounds amazing.
It is.
I probably have. I just don't remember. It was back before we cataloged everything.
Yeah, it came through, I want to say 3 years ago. No. 4.
No,
it was 4 years ago.
I would have partaken of it.
Yeah.
More than likely.
I agree. Skittles is just a fantastic all-around strain. And for being an indica, it's not too much like lock you in the couch, but still helps with all the chronic pain and everything else that we deal with.
So this is really good to marry with those strong sativa users. So predominantly I use sativa because I just like the uplift. I like what helps me with creativity. Sometimes you just be focused. I love that feeling. But for an indica, this one's a daytime as well as a nighttime strain for me.
Yeah, this one you can do at any time. You know, little afternoon delight.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Little afternoon delight. So if you're in your local dispensary, go ahead and check that out. Also, for those who are getting into, you just got into cannabis and it's a little bit strong, we've discovered Mons Pura. And Mons Pura has totally helped out.
It's fantastic. If you ever get too high or just, if you're starting out, one of the best things to maybe do before you even have a session is take a little CBD.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you get one of these Mons Pura bottles, the entire bottle's like 2,000 milligrams of CBD. So each like half a dropper, you're getting 33 milligrams.
Yeah.
So you take that ahead of time, and then going into your session, hey, this should help decrease the amount of high. I'm not going to get so crazy anxious. I'm not going to have all of that.
Right. Yeah. It definitely helps with that uneasiness that some of us get when we're partaking, just because maybe that's just the day that's going on. Maybe my system's out of whack. So by being able to use this kind of as a protectant, and then also remember if you've had too much, go ahead and being able to get a dropper, put it underneath your tongue, hold it for like 60 seconds, and then or even longer if it needs to be. But it is an amazing product. Like I said, we love this product, and we got a website, right, Brandon?
We do, yeah. If you want to go look at Mon's PR products, check them out. Go get some for yourself, for your friends, for your family. The show notes will have the link.
All right.
Check them out.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us today. And go perk up your day with some Skittles.
Yeah. And if you want to be part of our conversations, go over to our Patreon where we're going to have a lot more stuff going on there.